up for the open mic. Joanna, a woman named Joanna, came up and she got her phone out and she held the phone up to the microphone, and she, I think before she did that, she explained that she was going to present a poem by her significant other who is incarcerated, and she held up her phone to the microphone and played his voice reading his poem, and we improvised music to that poem, and I was moved by it. I thought it was a pretty moving moment, and I think that anyone who is here felt the same. And I thought to myself, we could make a feature out of that, and I approached Joanna about doing that, and she was kind enough to talk to Amos, her partner, and he got some people that he knows together to contribute to this feature. So we have either 6 or is it 7 now?
7.
We have seven poets represented here, all currently incarcerated, and I think it's important that we remember that, you know, we're all living our lives out here, but there are people who are not free to do so, as we are, and they're people, and this is a moment for them to be heard. So I'm not going to say much more about it. I'm going to invite Ms. Sheik to come up here and give a little bit more of an explanation, but I just wanted to let you know what exactly is happening, what you're going to see in general. And Ms. Sheik will give us a little bit more information about that, all right? So let's give it up for Ms. Sheik.
Hi, where's Vanessa? Okay. So I'm one of the activists currently with We Are Joint Venture. Joint Venture is a theory, it is not a law. I passed everyone out pamphlets. We want you guys to learn more about it. It is, come here Vanessa, she can help me too to explain more about it. But we're trying to push this law so that hopefully our sons, our fathers, our significant others will actually come home. Amos' daughter is like a brother to me, and he is wrongfully convicted. And yeah, Vanessa, we're gonna let you know. Let them know about Joint Venture.
Hello everyone, my name is Vanessa. I wasn't prepared to speak today, but so all of these men, majority of them here, are part of the We Are Joint Venture organization, started by a group of men who all are serving life without parole sentences due to the joint venture theory. Again, this is theory, it's not law in Massachusetts. You can be held accountable for someone else's actions during a commission of a crime. So prime example, right now in this setting here, you guys are all having fun. You leave with a friend, your friend gets into an argument with somebody, you come to your friend's defense. During that fight, your friend may pull out a weapon and fatally harm somebody. In that example there, you yourself could be held responsible for that crime and end up being sentenced for murder and serve a natural life sentence.
With no chance of parole.
With no chance of parole. So all of these men here have this circumstance, and so a lot of people don't know that this is a thing. And so this moment right here is truly important because it's an educational moment, and it allows these men to share their voice in a way that they wouldn't have been able to do so. So please, please, please listen, and just encourage them and support, hand claps. All of these men put in some time to speak their words today, and we love that, okay? And thank you.
So right now, are we gonna play Yay first?
We're gonna play it first.
So right now, you guys are gonna hear Earl Fulgham. Everyone calls him Yay, who is actually right now serving life sentence as a joint venturer. And yeah. Hi everybody, I'm Joanna.
I'm Joanna. Okay, so the first poet speaking, as Ms. Sheik said, is Ye, and his poem is called Imagine Doing Life Behind Bars.
Imagine doing life behind bars because you was a joint venture. The killer never got charged. Let me paint the picture. The government's disguising their slaves. They overlooked in Juneteenth. They never turned in their chains. My mom Dukes is getting older. My heart is getting colder. They knock time off your bitters. We pledged an organ donor. I'm fighting hard, raising my son through vision. He asked me, how you get a life big when they know you ain't killing? Damn. I told them even laws don't come without flaws. They rather treat you as a dog before they see you as God. I'm fresh about my slumber. I'm fully woke now. It's 1 minute left. These courts leaving us chalked out. So know you smoke, they usually wearing a cloak. All white for the Klan, all black for the court. Know you smoke, they usually wearing a cloak. All white for the Klan, all black for the court. We in the law books be done being silent. But y'all wanna listen to this thing turn violent. Imagine doing life behind bars, it's just a joint venture. Peace.
Yes.
So I might be biased, but the next one is my significant other, my fiance, Amos Dawn. So I'm gonna play his poem, which is called I Am the Breath of Peace.
I am the breath of peace, and where there is wind, I am visible. If you allow the poetic angels, being you, inciting our word, to be the wind, calming the forest fire, rising off your skin. So let me ease your joints with love. About a night like this, equality seems to be peeking from behind the clouds as diversity united to cross Alabama's bridge. Love took a knee, and my voice amended them to write and vote. But Tennessee's balcony still echoes the shots that held my wind of goodness confined inside the mouth of presidents. Are we still that humanity scattering like that night without self-control with breaths held? No, we shall venture our joints together, bold with kindness, stating the righteous flame of Martin's Proverbs, the seeds of faithfulness, you, the poetic audience of freedom. I yearn for your voice to cloud over the State House dome, so equality can seem not to peak. Instead, fill yourself with the peak of joy, gaining the virtue to vote. We only ask, cross us over to that Alabama bridge, of course, through love, patient balance. Lest you see fit, it is the fabric of humanity, your son, brother, sister, or daughter, unbeknownst to them, Martin's killer's intention. But they are frozen at his single-minded decision, while their intention, similar to yours, tonight, under the arms of Aura's love, came to only sip off the fruit of poetic justice. But old world English lingers with the belief all black urbanites together think alike, uncivilized, like old African times, sweep them up like Code Noir. They wear dreads alike, wear Trayvon hoodies alike, even date woman named Brianna alike. Can't breathe like George Floyd alike. So sentence them to life for that. Your thoughts to create question mark bubbles, asking, how are we joint venture? And they're not. But but let it be of your breath, metamorphing to mold, equating the law from time traveling us back under transatlantic stars.
We're really grateful for everybody that works here because we have a couple of poems try to do variety and make it different. So the next person that's coming up is actually going to read one of the image poems. So the next one is Art, who's coming to read up the next one.
It's an honor to be here. I'm so happy that we all are doing this. And did I hear you say that this was your son?
It is my son.
Thank you for allowing us to share your son's work. I'm going to read a poem called Joint Venture by Alexander Gillette, right here. Take his picture. Try to do it justice. To help another, whom is my co-defendant, has become the sacrifice litany of my intentions. I am of Haitian descent, serving a life sentence, to be engulfed with courage as one of the first primaries to speak. I swam through the storm of weaknesses, finding the armor of strength through Haitian literatures. Being a voice as the primary has been an uphill cross carrying. Although many questions, should I do right, is not the one to ask. Instead, it is fine to help our humans in need. Like the year of folklore, her story enchanted the rite of passage to freedom. Spelled by this Haitian goddess literature, we shall not indulge romantically with colonizing of selfishness and greed. For let our black edible pigs become the ritual of our epiphany. As I set out to be the freedom feature of understanding the essence of a primary, to lead with spirit's harmonic patience in a system that rushes judgment like a flood. For this, why should I hurry? When under the sea of Haitian myth lies a belief under rippling waves, there is a wealth of stillness of one who obtained the strokes of a mermaid's fine-toothed comb until we all succeed. It motivated me to take a knee and to ask truth for this matrimony that shall always be set one free, while waiting for honesty to believe. Having a good heart infused with a tropical personality has led me to the bigger picture. I am of Haitian descent, serving a joint venture. A giving person who puts others before himself. Traits that I have been learned from polishing from my parents' wisdom, treasure of chest. Is how I inherited reflections as my dream scenario plays. An aura of diverse people supporting a bill without receipt. After bonding with my accountability is what I seek. We'll bring in this dividends of forgiveness as a force that amounts to its own energy. As I wine and dine with responsibility, incarcerated. I charm it by undressing my self-hate. To walk in virtues of shoes of love across the ocean's waters through spiritual health. Like Jesus, I am doing what has known not to be done. Her story is my code deep. As I saw in Haiti, her wrists in bondage, needing to be free. Shifted by the wind, my action To pluck a rose from the heart to unlock her wrist is significant for justice to be won. Evolution of a seasoned man gives my maturity the qualities, how to keep internal fire from melting down an April home. I am of Haitian descent, serving joint venture. I am the one who understands. Primary made me reflect like a child. My assembly, to run wild, came from the life planned to live by my parents' standards, causing my primary legs to dash off my childhood steps into the arms of a wrong independence. I am of Haitian descent, serving joint venture. Now I have listened, have acted in honor, have ended fruitless recreations, offered helping hands without hesitation. I've united the knots of my self-lynching, and I have accepted the purpose of my converse with mercy to sponsor my integrity. I am of Haitian descent, serving joint venture. As my conch shell ring, the walls of hate crumbles down like Jericho. For compassion is longevity's to become walking like a lighthouse, serving your emotions safe returns on this poetic adventure. I am of Haitian descent, serving a joint venture.
Thank you, Art, for that. And the next poem is going to be read by Bill.
Thank you, Echo Arts. This is a huge honor. This is called Clouds of Justice Coming by Michael Barrows. A newborn cry derived from star-spangled poverty, where intimacy with public education cheats, neglecting me, like my single-parent home with only a mother to raise my hand. Asking U.S. questions but receiving West African answers, Cabo Verde Island, this and that. We migrated for a better life. The American dream is all I remember. But all I saw was an American horror. Staring this episode pandemic, Michael becomes Pudge, named by neighborhood actor. I became rebellious, the more street language I adopted, forgetting the melody. Of my mother's cultural language, the clouds never parted, and rain poured down on my bad choices. How I perceived mother's time working meant she had no time to love me. As the thunder applauded, becoming friends with other fatherless couplings, with no matured guidance, we ran through the forest until wildlife rangers committed me to juvenile cabins. Fast forwarding through the seasons of ignorance. At 23, I still thought like my juvenile cup days. Still, the clouds never parted, and the flood worsened inside me. Keeping jobs permanently flew up my arched window, lacking education about 501k, incarcerating mental growth with hopeless chains. Drowned in cold sweat by another raping nightmare, I'm forced to sit up. My spirit has to talk. This is getting harder, Father. Glancing at the mountain of courtroom documents. Tiredly, I reach for the Bible instead. Can I be heard? Counsel of love, master of balancing justice. First, fill the hearts of the victim's family. Then part my cloud and show I never committed this under joint venture theories. Grace me with Michael's angelic abilities where I can appear in dreams and speak. Cloak in truth, I had no clue. When the wind blew, my my goosebumps were your footsteps, warning me with signs to stay home instead. My intentions were to flirt more with the essence of Mary Jane and her friend Purple Haze, but the flashing lights wailed in silence, demanding we pull over in slow motion. Then saw the gray clouds, hovering with a story about once upon a time before they picked me up, haunting my mental decorum, to abruptly wake me in cloudy, sweaty nights, asking about that gray, cloudy question. What happened before they picked me up? Why me? Strokes out of my lips as I paused. Like an ellipses, my mother's words finally clicks. The American dream cultivates United States like Cabo Island cuisine. Then I'll become the high and low cheekbones of citizenship, the songs society sings of equality, the errors we strive to fix poetically. John Brown but voting, abolishing human slavery under joint venture doctrines, and serve my youthful communities like a fertile ground needs seeds to produce a healthy urban grass. Will be me under clouds of justice coming with a watering can doused where I plant my cultural language. To, meaning all together when it comes to diversity expansion. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. The next person reading for the next poet is Lexi.
I have a poem by Oasis Chick, who I believe is this photo over here on the left. This is called I Used to Wake Up and Catch the Sunrise. I used to wake up and catch the sunrise, but now my days are pessimistically governed by creatures with the blackest of eyes. Their institutional clause is a morning whistle they blow, screeching like a steamed kettle pot, disturbing the natural utopian nature of humane morning rise, the polar opposite of my life once lived in serene happiness. With embellishment of sunshine's total anticipation to achieve God's will, presenting a rainbow after it rains. Like my aspiration to see grace smile towards my positive ambition. Oh, the days of mesmerizing hues, seeing the sun's creation, awakening my child by Father Time. I am a prisoner of urban war, captured and tortured by this screeching sound, reversing my smile as if this whistle was made to chase away freedom's skies, keeping my dreams alive. The fluorescent phenomenons that permeate through the morning sky, where have you gone? I used to wake up and catch the sunrise, but these creatures favorably resembled an American bald eagle, screeching like a murder of crows to come get chow. Their joint venture initiative to bring me to my knees, in the name of their ultimate scheme, which is the method to the madness of this hegemony whistle, disturbing incarcerated people's fundamentals of a dreaming mind, how the sun should rise. Now morning chill lingers in my eyes with a touch of sorrow clouds blanketing the sky, not knowing if there'll ever be a brighter one to come back around. So pardon my vibe, because there is a time I could have borrowed your 4-ounce cup and fill it up with the opposite of sorrow wine, but being made to take blame for others is surely a hard pill for any esophagus to digest. Yet, I still possess a roar that yearn to share my upbeat roller coaster vibe despite the unbalanced forecast of my life. My hobby in culinary art can make a dead chicken come alive. On prison-baked bread where so craves southern roots, but it is there, to no surprise. These creatures of bald eagle descent lurk with their screeching hegemony whistles, swooping down with demonic smiles, clawing away my warm-weathered vibe. I used to wake up and catch the sunrise, but the corridors in here smell like black tear stains, hell-bent on ensuring the color purple people under joint venture before me died. Hypnotized as a young man in which they had plans, but so did democracy government bereaving them from their secondary homeland after the mother of all lands. I used to wake up and catch the sunrise. Joint venture is the tunes now. One gun, one bullet, one death, and one intent. Led 5 to succumb to what the district attorney represents. Spewing blasphemous venom on a quest to convince my blackness being 3/5 of a man was all I comprehend. But this life sentence is a grammatical error, the way each juror heard lies constructed through evidence. I used to wake up and catch the sunrise. But these days, more of my memories fade away, occupied in the state of would I ever escape. As my internal tears become my technology to streaming, through my limbo on the border of meaning, when my mental health migrates through the muddy waters of ponder and still unclear why the truth is always squandered, my burden of evidence is no wonder why I baptize my cellar into becoming a lake of fishing for purpose, to somehow create my freedom to appear as the world's 8th wonder. I used to wake up and catch the sunrise, and synthesize my evolutionary enterprise as I become more spiritually inclined, the hawks in the sky on surprise, like the creatures with the blackest of eyes. How I believe in the nexus between the ancestors of joint venture would cross me over that border line to see how they woke up and caught the sunrise. With blue skies cracking into daylight, their emotions, thank God. Like I'm expressing on my morning letters how my ink turned into honey. As I caramelize how my sweet words taste harmonized, giving birth in a way this poem came back alive.
Okay, so this next poem is a recording by Artem Vaskenian, and this poem is called The So-Called Justice.
My name is Artem Vaskanyan. The name of the poem is The So-Called Justice. At 19, there was a crime. At 20, there was an arrest. At 22, there was a trial. And then there was a sentence. 30 to 35 years was my sentence for the crime that I held my tongue, but he did not. Instead, he wrote an 8-page statement blaming me and the other for committing with him the crime. He cooperated, testified, and according to his own testimony at the trial, his role in the crime was much greater than mine. And yet, that did not matter to the so-called criminal justice system. But what did was that he helped to convict me and the other who was in a principal in a joint venture case of non-homicide home invasion, where an innocent man was shot twice. Thank God he was out of the hospital 2 days later. 5 years was his reward for his role in the crime, for successfully shifting the entire blame on me. 5 years was his sentence in the most relaxed jails in the state, and not the prison. The prison was for me, where I was destined to end up, for it was my path. It was God's will, God's curse, as I began to believe as years after years passed. For every day since the day I was in prison, hell became on earth for me. But there were days and nights when life had no meaning, it had no purpose. And what life is without them, nothing more than a hopeless dream that I often find myself indulging in, holding on to what I can, so I would not lose myself, blame myself, hate myself, torture myself. Cry when everyone is asleep, laugh when everyone is awake. Externally I'm happy, it is heaven on earth for me, but internally I'm in pain. It is a living hell on earth for me. I have become a master deceiver. I hide my pain, I hide my tears and blame the wind, the allergies, but never despair that